Hi everybody. On stage 7, we saw a perfectly paced time trial by Pogačar. 44 seconds down on Ghana at the start of the finish climb and making up 1 minute and 1 second on the climb. Absolutely amazing. I'm also taking the liberty for some bragging rights here for having called the top 3 and for having 9 of my favorites actually in the top 10. Only Lutsenko just missed out, with Plap riding a great time trial on the back of his breakaway ride on stage 6. The GC is shaken up properly, with Pogačar extending his lead, now sitting 2:36 ahead of Martinez and an additional 10 seconds on Thomas. Tiberi and Plap move up substantially in the standings, and at this point only the top 10 riders remain within 5 minutes of Pogačar. At the top of the point standing, nothing changes, nor do the KOM standings. Stage 8 then is a 150k demanding Apennine stage and the first one to present the riders with nearly 4,000 meters of elevation gain. It is the first of 4 5-star stages in the 2024 Giro. The road starts climbing straight out of the gate, followed by a descent and straight into the 16k second category Forca Capistrello. This is the perfect terrain for a strong break to build a nice buffer ahead of the first category finish climb. The climb to Prati di Tivo, which climbs regularly over 14k at 7% average. This finish climb has featured tries in Tirreno Adriatico, with Nibali winning in 2012, Froome in 2013 and Pogačar in 2021. Differences made on this climb were minimal, ranging between 6 and 16 seconds to the number 2, and with 10 to 12 riders within 1 minute. In my book, with Pogačar not needing to gain more time, this is going to be a break stage. This is also reflected in the betting odds at the time of recording. They still have Pogačar as the main favorite, yet behind it's all riders with breakaway potential. Starting with Jan Hirt at Soudal Quickstep, he seems to be in good form, and when he is, he just thrives in these tough stages. I'm not calling anyone at the Grenadiers and UAE, yet I could imagine Valter moving into the break for Visma Lease Bike. Caruso at Bahrain, should he be sufficiently recovered from his crash, Tiberi will not be given freedom. Chavez at EF probably has this stage marked. He sits at nearly 7 minutes in GC, so he'll be given freedom, and it's a great way for him to aim for a stage and claw back some of the time lost in the time trial. The same logic applies to Rubio at Movistar, although he's just outside the top 10 and may spark some reaction by other riders willing to defend their top 10 position. Quintana would be another great rider for this break, and depending on how it's composed, he may stand a chance, even though he hasn't been looking too great yet this Giro. I expect Bora to regroup around Martinez, who has put in a solid time trial and now sits in second on GC. If someone goes in the break though, I expect it to be Aliotti. Then we get Conchi at Alpecin de Koning, Fortunato or Scaroni at Astana, Filippo Zana at Jaiko Alula, Gebrekzabier or JP Lopez at Little Trek, Bardet at DSM, even though he may not get too much freedom, Fernandez and Geschke at Cofidis, Michael Storer at Tudor, Baudin or Parepintre at AG2R. And finally, Pozzovivo or Pellizzari at Bardiani, and Fabro or Piganzoli at Polticometa. Hirt, Chavez, Storer and Zana are my 4-star favorites. Rubio, Parepintre and Bardet get 3 stars. JP Lopez gets 2 stars. And Aliotti and Piganzoli each get 1 star. I called this stage pre-race for Jan Hirt, and I'm sticking to my guns. Hirt takes the win ahead of Aurélien Parepintre and Juanpe Lopez. Enjoy the stage and see you tomorrow for my stage 9 preview, which will also drop late.